everyone, it's Christy. We're going to do some chair yoga today, and I'm really excited that you guys can practice at home. So before we get started, just so you know, we've got a couple participants to the left and the right. If you hear any giggling or any talking or you see any feet flying or shadows, you'll know why. And I want to make sure that you have a sturdy, safe chair to start with. So we want something that, most likely a kitchen chair that's going to be firm, not too soft, so probably not your recliner. And so we want something with armrests if it's available. If not, and you're comfortable with that possibility if you feel comfortable with your balance. But if not, having the armrest is nice because it makes you feel a little bit more safe. So you can see I have those on my chair. And so we'll just get started by sitting back into the back of the chair. So you've got your back all the way against the back of your chair. For some of you that have short legs, you might find that you can't touch the ground like that. That's okay to start. And then you can just rest your hands wherever they feel comfortable. So that might be on the armrests, that might be on your legs, that could be in your lap, wherever that feels nice for you. We're going to start just by closing the eyes and relaxing the shoulders. And feeling the shoulders stack above the hips. So this will create a straight spine. And just take a few moments to notice your breathing. And start to deepen your breath. Breathing all the way in, down into the stomach, into your diaphragm. And breathing all the way back out, releasing all of the air out through the lungs and the chest and the throat. And to begin, it's a good idea to take 3 of these nice, deep, full breaths. So we'll go ahead and do that now at your own pace. All the way in, all the way out. You can imagine you're filling up a balloon on the in-breath, and on the out-breath, deflating the balloon. And after your last full out-breath, you can take the hands to touch at the heart. So bring the palms of the hands to press right against the sternum at the heart center, the center of your chest. And if you'd like, you can tuck the chin gently under so the back of the neck grows long and the front of the throat becomes soft. If you'd like to dedicate your practice to someone or something, or for the collective, might be a nice time to do that. And if not, you can just continue with deep, full breaths here. We'll take a moment of silence and stillness. On your next inhale, open the eyes, take the arms up overhead, reach towards the ceiling, stretch, 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 really create that space. And on the out breath, you'll just lean slightly over to the left. So you're opening up the right side of the body. Inhale, come back to midline. And exhale back to center. And then moving to the other side. Inhale back to midline. Now, if it's not available for you to have your arms all the way overhead, you can do this position here. Then you can just lean to one side. Come back to center on the inhale. I might have made a mistake last time. Exhale, we're going to go to the opposite side. And inhale, we're coming back to center. On the exhale, we'll release the hands down into our lap and just take a moment to breathe in between positioning. So from here, we're going to take the armrest to help us push ourselves forward towards the front of the edge of your seat. So you can come out as far as it feels comfortable for you. The idea here is that we can get nice flat feet on the ground. The ankles are stacked right below the knees, so the knees are right above the ankles. And then we're going to take the hands to the thighs. You can heel toe your feet towards each other so that they can touch, and bring the knees together as much as it feels comfortable for you. And on the inhale, we're going to slide the hands from the knees over past the thighs all the way to the hips. As you do this, draw the shoulders back and puff the chest out, and then lift the chin up towards the ceiling, exposing the front of the neck. So on the inhale, we've got the front line open, and on the exhale, we'll slide the hands all the way to the knees, rounding the back, rounding the neck, and dropping the head towards the knees. On the inhale, we'll slide the hands back up towards the hips, opening up the chest by drawing the shoulders back, opening up the throat by lifting the chin. And on the out breath, slide the hands back down towards the knees, rounding the back, rounding the neck, dropping the head. Again, inhale, open up the chest, the lungs, the throat. Back bends actually stimulate the thymus, which helps with white T cells. And on the out breath, we're going to round the back, round the neck, drop the head.
What do white T cells do?
The white T cells are what helps us to inhale back to neutral spine. So the white T cells help us to with our immunity. So if we get things like the cold or the flu, or we've got coronavirus that we're dealing with right now, it helps to boost our immune system so that we can fight off any infection that comes into our body. So back bends are good. So then what we want to do next is we're going to heel toe those knees back apart. Inhale the arms up to whatever capacity it is for you. So if you're inhaling the arms up and your capacity is shoulder length, that's fine. If it's coming up above the shoulders, maybe towards the head, that's okay. And if you're coming all the way up, that's another option. On the exhale, we're going to take the right hand and we're going to take it to the outside of the left knee. The left hand is going to come to your armrest. Some of you might want to place it from the armrest to the edge of your chair to straighten the arm. That's up to you. On your next in-breath, take the top of your head and reach it up towards the ceiling like you're lengthening the spine, like a puppet string is tugging you up. And on the out-breath, you're going to gently twist towards the side of the chair where your arms are, drawing the chin towards the back shoulder. You can feel free to close the eyes here if it makes it comfortable for you, or if that feels uncomfortable, you can just find something to stare at and take a few deep breaths all the way down into the diaphragm like we practiced at the start of class, all the way in and all the way out. Take a few more deep breaths here. So twists are an excellent way for us to stimulate the digestive system, to help flush the liver and kidneys from toxins. So twists are also our friend when we're trying to make sure our immune system is working at its optimal. And on your next in-breath, you can gently take the head back to center, looking back to midline. And on the out-breath, you can take the hands back to the legs, neutralizing the rest of the spine. So again, on the inhale, we're going to take those arms up to whatever level that is for you, whatever that looks like for you. And on the out-breath, we'll take the left hand this time. We're moving to the other side, to the outside of the right knee. Right hand is coming to either the arm or the seat of the side of your chair. On the inhale, we're going to straighten the spine, so growing a little bit taller, like you're trying to reach the head up towards the ceiling here. And on the out-breath, we're turning very slowly and gently towards the hands, and eventually drawing the chin towards the back shoulder. Find your gazing point or close your eyes and take a few deep breaths all the way in and all the way out. Now, if you did close the eyes on the in-breath, you want to open the eyes first and gently bring the head back to center. So we'll derotate the cervical spine and the neck first. And then on the out-breath, we'll release the rest of the spine and let it come back to neutral. Take a breath here. You can let it out with a sigh. Ah, that's nice. Okay, so from here, we're going to do some gentle push-ups, if you will. So you're going to use your hands like they're up against a floor. And all we're going to do here, you want to make sure when you're coming down that you're not lowering past your heart. So you're not dropping the head below the heart. If it feels more comfortable for you to not have a space between the legs when you're doing this, you can bring those legs back together so that you feel like you've got something in front of you. It's totally up to you. So on the in-breath, you're gonna stay here, and on the out-breath, all you'll do is bend the elbows and lower down. And again, you can lower down just an inch. You might lower down a little bit more. And then the lowest point you wanna go is that the head is in line with the heart. You don't wanna go any lower than that. And on the in-breath, we're gonna go ahead and come all the way back up. You'll feel this work the arms, especially those biceps, triceps. On the out-breath, release back down. You can engage the abdomen here, so you're not working the back and the arms entirely. You're using the stomach as well. Inhale, back up. Exhale, back down, strengthening those arms, keeping those elbows and shoulders in shape. Inhale, back up. On the exhale, you can go ahead and release the arms, shake them out a little bit if you need to. And let's go ahead and work the arms a little bit. So on the in-breath, again, we're coming up to whatever capacity you have. Maybe it's shoulder height, maybe it's a little bit higher, maybe it's coming up towards the ceiling. On the out-breath, turn the palms down and release back down. On the in-breath, if you'd like to take a small arch in the back as you take the arms up, a little bit of a back bend if you'd like, looking up if you'd like. On the out-breath, flip the palms down, round the back if you want, and drop the head down towards the ground. Inhale one more time. Imagine that ocean wave. We're picking the air up, we're picking the water up, and on the out-breath, we're coming back, crashing onto the beach. And then go ahead, come back to neutral on the in-breath, out-breath here. We're gonna do a little shoulder work next, because Anna reminded me. So she was already going there. So on the in-breath, we're gonna go ahead and just roll the shoulders forward and up towards the ears. And on the out-breath, take them back behind you and then back down. So inhale, we're gonna roll the shoulders forward and up. Then exhale, take them back and down. One more time, inhale, forward and up. Exhale, back and down. And then we're going to reverse direction. So on the in-breath, we're going to come back and up. Exhale, forward and down. Again, inhale, back and up. Exhale, forward and down. One more time. Inhale behind you and up towards the ceiling. Exhale in front of you and down towards the ground. And now we're going to shrug the shoulders. So on the in-breath, take the shoulders up by the ears. And on the out-breath, drop them down. Let it out with a sigh if you want. Inhale, weight of the world's on your shoulders. Exhale, let it all go. Inhale up. Exhale down. All right, and then we're gonna go ahead and give the arms a little bit of a break. So just shake it out if you need to. And we're gonna work the legs. So you've got two options here. If you want to work the thighs a little bit more, you can stay on the edge of your chair as we do this. If you feel like you want a little less work in the thighs, then you can scoot back to the edge of the chair and you'll still get the work in the bottom half of the legs. I'm gonna opt for option number one, and you can just see what that looks like. So you can either keep the hands down by the sides, on the thighs, or on the armrests. Really doesn't matter where the arms are, whatever feels comfortable. On the inhale, we're gonna take the right leg up, kicking up. Gonna feel that engage, and on the out-breath, release that down. Take it to the other side. Inhale, left leg up, and exhale, back down. We're just gonna go back and forth, side to side, inhaling up, exhaling down, and on the in-breath, come up on the other side, exhale, back down. Now we're gonna take the foot into it. So we're gonna inhale, the right leg up, exhale, point the toes out, inhale, point the heel, toes come up, and then exhale, release that foot down to the ground. Inhale, other side comes up, exhale, point the toes, inhale, point the heel, exhale, release it down. Go back to the first side, inhale, up, exhale, we're gonna extend the foot, inhale, we'll flex the foot, and exhale, release it down. One more time, inhale, toes up, exhale, toes out, inhale, toes up, exhale, foot down. Go ahead and straighten the knees, shake it out if you want. If you're sitting back in the chair, it might be a little harder to straighten out the knees, so you can just shake it out this way, that's fine. And then we're gonna come back to bent knees. All right, so from here, we're gonna go on to a little morning walk, or afternoon or evening, whenever you're practicing. And so from here, we'll start with the legs, and then we'll bring the arms into it. And we're gonna do a little bit of cross work at some point. It's called brain gym. It's gonna work the left and right brain hemispheres. We'll get into that in a moment. But first, let's just start with the legs. So all you're gonna do is release the hands from the legs if they're on there, and we're gonna bend the right knee and take it up as close up towards the chest as it feels comfortable for you, and on the exhale, release it back down. We're gonna switch sides on the in-breath, take it up, out-breath, release it down. So now you'll take the first leg back up, and then we're going to take the opposite arm with it. Yep, and on the out breath, take it back down. Inhale, opposite arm, opposite leg, exhale down. So you're just going for this nice little stroll. You can imagine you're in the woods or wherever you want to be. Maybe you're on the beach. So if you want to pick up the pace, you can inhale to one side and then exhale to the other side and pick up the speed. If you want to go for more of a slow walk, maybe you're inhaling up, exhaling down, inhaling up, exhaling down. So once this feels like, okay, this is relatively easy, or at least I got the hang of it, then we're going to start to work the brain a little bit here. So we're going to do a gentle cross. You can take the elbow towards the knee. It can touch the knee. It might cross. And then we're going to go ahead and release. Take it to the other side and release. So you just like you're doing a little crunch, a little elbow to knee action. It might touch, it might not. You might even cross, or it might not. It might look like this. That's fine. Okay? From here, if you want to extend, you can take it out straight. Maybe you're going to do a little reach for the toes, crossing the midline. And you guys have probably had about enough of this, so we're going to go ahead and shake it out. Now, if you have enough room to either side of you, so you want to make sure you put your arms out wide, make sure you can go into a T without hitting anything. Be mindful that you have arm rests, so you don't want to be hitting those. And you also want to take your legs wide and make sure that you have enough room to do this. If you do, then we can go into some fun little jumping jacks here. If not, then you just skip this part of the video. So on the in-breath, we're going to take those arms up as far as it feels comfortable for you. So again, it might be shoulder width, it might be all the way overhead. On the out-breath, we're going to take the arms out into a T, and we're going to release the feet out into a V. On the in-breath, we're going to zip everything up like you're zipping up a jacket, and on the out-breath, you're going to take it back out. Inhale up, exhale out. So a little cardio here if you want to pick up the speed, in and up, out and down, inhale up, exhale down. Yep. So there's another option here if you want to work that brain gym again, that left and right brain hemisphere. Then when you come back in, you can cross the legs and the hands, yep, and then come back out wide and then take it to the other side, crisscross applesauce, I guess we'll call this one. This is a new one. We haven't done this in class before. So Julie, yes, Julie came up with this one. We'll give credit where credit's due.
Part of what I was thinking is also if it's too much for people to put their arms
Yes,
over their
oh,
head.
that's a good idea. So if it's too much for you to come overhead, this might be a nice option. So you can go ahead and shake it out. Whew. All right, that's been a lot on the arms and legs. So we're going to just give it a little breather here. So let's do a gentle twist just to get us cooled down because we created some heat. So we're going to take the knees and heel toe our feet about hip width or wider with the toes facing out in either direction. And from here, you'll inhale in the center, and on the exhale, you'll just drop one shoulder. So we'll start with the right shoulder down. You're going to look over your left shoulder on the out breath. On the in breath, come back to center. On the out breath, drop the left shoulder, look over the right shoulder. Inhale, center. Exhale, take it to the side. Inhale, back to midline. Exhale, move to the other side. Inhale, center. So you can notice we're slowing the breathing down. Nice full breaths all the way in and all the way out. Inhale is center. Exhale is twist. On your next inhale, come back to center. On the exhale, we can heel toe those feet back together. Take the legs out straight. Shake it out a little bit. Now we're going to do some stretching with the feet and the hands, the toes, and the fingers. So I like to refer to this as WD-40ing the joints, but getting the synovial joint fluid moving through the little joints. So if you want to take the hands into this, you can take the hands to the thighs. If not, you can just ignore the hand cues and take them off to the sides or to the arm rests. On the in-breath, the toes are going to come up towards the ceiling. And then if you're taking the hands into it, the fingers are coming up towards the ceiling. We're going to try to keep the elbows and knees as straight as possible. And on the out-breath, we're going to switch directions, put the toes down towards the ground. Maybe the heels lift up. Put the fingers down. The wrists can definitely lift up here. They've got a lot more mobility. And then on the inhale, we're going to come back up, fingers and toes. Exhale, back down. In and up. Out and down. In breath lift, out breath down, in and down. One more time. And then just shake it out. Now the other thing I like to do for the fingers and toes is just a gentle, and if you have shoes on, you might want to take those off or just practice without if it feels comfortable for you during the seated part of the practice, because you'll be able to move your toes a little bit more easily. If you have socks on, that should be fine. So on the in-breath, what we're going to do is we're going to reach the fingers out and reach the toes out as wide as you can. And on the out-breath, you're going to clench the hands and round the toes in as tight as you can. So on the in-breath, it's like you're trying to grow out as big as you can. And on the out-breath, it's like you're trying to grow or come as small as you can. On the in-breath, take it out. On the out-breath, bring it in. And then go ahead and shake it out. The other one I like to do is interlacing the fingers together like a basket weave. And then you can slowly start to turn the palms away from you, taking the elbows out. Now again, here is another one where on the in-breath you can come up just to shoulder width height, or you can come up higher if that's available to you. And on the out-breath you're going to come all the way down. So I'll show you what both of them looks like. On the in-breath, if you're coming up to just shoulder height, it will look like this. And on the out-breath, you'll just come back down towards the lap. And if you're coming up maybe a little bit above the shoulders, it'll look like this. And out breath back down. And maybe you're coming all the way up, and on the in-breath you can come up, you can look up if you'd like, maybe a slight arch in the back. Out breath, come back down, maybe you look down, maybe you round the neck. And then we'll just take those palms, face them back towards us. Take the fingers apart, you can wiggle, shake it out a little bit. All right. And I did not even pay attention to when we started for time. And I'm not sure.
I think it's about 20 minutes anyway.
Okay. All right. So we're going to do a quick little wrap up, and then we're going to have a separate video later that's going to have a standing sequence for those of you that might want to add that on or do that separately. But first, let's just get us back into our seats. We're going to scoot all the way back and take the hands onto the armrests, the legs, or in the lap, wherever they feel comfortable. Take a nice deep breath and start to breathe fully and deeply, closing the eyes if you'd like, or you can keep a soft gaze towards the ground in front of you. And just start to move through the body and notice what you notice. What feels different after your practice. Taking nice full deep breaths again, all the way in. And all the way out. And taking a moment of gratitude for our practice today, for our health, for the people around us that are helping us in any way they can, and for whatever else it is that you're grateful for, just taking a moment to sit with that. And if it takes you a little bit to think about it, that's fine. Just take a few deep breaths. And then we'll take the hands back to the heart, bringing the palms to touch just like we started. We'll end how we began. And then whatever intentions you set, you can move from your heart center into your hands. And then the hands can rise from the heart up to the center of the forehead. They call this the mind's eye, our center for intuition. And together we bow to each other. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thanks for practicing with us today, and we can't wait to see you again. And stay healthy, stay well, take care of each other, and take care of yourselves.